I woke up with a start, sweating and shaking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to poke you with my boner. Fawn sat up at the speed of light, jumping to his feet. You don't have to be so scared about it. It's perfectly healthy and normal.
What is it?
It's just my boner. Relax. Hi guys, I just want to take a second to thank all my patrons here who have donated to me. No matter how much they've donated to me, it really means a lot to me. And if you guys want, you can check out my Patreon and help support me continue to make yaoi videos. Thanks guys.
You collected all of this from the riverbank?
Yes. I've been collecting it all slowly over time.
Oh my god, Fawn could be my cute little twink pet? What do you think I am? Who do you think I am? Oh my god. He looked so happy with my reaction. The whole room was filled with different colored glass, cloth, old books, all manner of items. It all blended together to become something that looked magical. Even though it was all abandoned, thrown together items, there was something homely about it. Fawn was busy scurrying around the room, putting things away and dusting. I watched the light trickle from the outside. It went through a colored glass, making the floor into a rainbow. When he'd finished that, he dug around in some baskets before presenting me with a bowl of mixed fruits and nuts, and a cup full of water. My hunger and thirst from earlier had come back with full force. I greedily ate the food and guzzled down the water. Seems a little suggestive. All the while, Fawn sat on the opposite side of the room, watching me. This is how I'm going to devour you, Fawn. He had an inquisitive look in his eyes. He kind of reminded me of the kids back in the orphanage. He obviously wanted to say something.
You're the first person I've ever seen out here, and I've lived here for a very long time.
I thought you lived with friends, though.
Oh, my friends are actually...
Before he could finish speaking, a rustling sound came from outside. It was slowly getting closer, closer until...
Ah!
I jumped out of my seat. In the door came a fox, a raccoon, 2 birds, and a few animals I'd never seen before.
Guys, you're back!
I looked over at Fawn. Obviously, this didn't surprise him. He bent down and pet all of the animals, giving them nuts and berries as he went. Look at how cute that little squirrel on him is. Oh my gosh, look at it. Look at that little squirrel. Oh my gosh. So kawaii. I know, it is like Disney. He's a Disney princess. He bent down and pet all of the animals, giving them nuts and berries as he went. I couldn't help but stare at the soft smile he had on his face.
Rain? These are my friends. We've lived together for years now. I'm sorry they gave you a fright. I'll tell them to come in quietly next time.
That's not really the problem, I guess.
He leaned down further and started whispering to them.
You can talk to them?
Of course. Sometimes they don't do what I tell them, though. They must just be going through a rebellious phase.
Of course. I mean, what? No. I'm sorry, I missed that. Someone was talking to me. Sometimes they don't do what I tell them, though. They must just be going through a rebellious phase. Ah, so he can't talk to them. I didn't say anything, though. There's no point of setting him.
Then I really am the only person you've seen out here. You've been alone since you were a child?
Yes. I'm sorry I ran from you. I didn't know what to do when I saw you at the river. And it takes me a bit to think through what I'm saying in my head. I'm not used to talking to other people.
I have an idea of what he wanted to say. I looked at the floor in embarrassment when I remembered jumping on him wet and nearly naked. You know, you could have just asked me to fuck you right then and there. I wouldn't have minded.
In the forest,
I'm an adult now, I'm
saw
18.
an arm. A dead body. I had to wash it off of myself.
I glanced back up at Fawn.
I spent the night running and then slept under a tree. I have absolutely no clue where I am. I don't know how you can live here. It's terrifying.
He stayed silent for a few seconds. I guess he was thinking through what he was going to say.
I can see why you would think that. The forest around here is dangerous, but
He stopped for a moment.
it can be beautiful too. The beauty is hiding danger, but the danger is also hiding beauty.
I stared at him. Earlier, I did think it was beautiful for a while. So maybe he's right. Still, I would much rather be back in Aurelia Cavella.
I see what you mean, but I'm not looking forward to spending another night out there. I wish there was somewhere else to go.
Fawn tilted his head.
Well, there's a bunch of places you could go. Oxabor, Stagwitch, Duskmoor, Sidcaeum, Dewick. They're all pretty close to here. The last time I checked, anyway.
My ears perked up at one of the things Fawn mentioned.
Sidcaeum? What is that?
It's the... what do you call it? The capital?
The capital? The capital of what?
Of the region, I suppose?
Yeah, his grandma said he found him 18 years ago, so he probably 18, I think. Honestly, I had no clue what he was blathering on about. Capital of the region? What region? Outside, the sun was slowly disappearing, and the night was filling up with stars. I stared outside for a moment, dreading to go back. Have we been here that long? I mean, I feel like we were just at the river. Last night it was terrifying, but what choice do I have?
I guess I better head off now, before it gets too dark to see where I'm going. Thank you for the food and water. I don't know what I would have done without you there.
We're not gonna stay here for the night? We're not? Why not? We could sleep in the same bed. If you're cold at night, I could warm you up. I got up slowly and made my way towards the ladder.
Wait!
My hand was suddenly clasped from behind before I could start climbing down.
Why don't you stay here tonight?
I thought you'd never ask. Let me just take off my pants.
Really? Would that be okay?
Yeah, my bed's only small, but I can sleep on the floor tonight.
No need to sleep on the floor. We can sleep together, silly.
Oh, no, I couldn't. You take the bed. I'm happy to sleep on the floor. It's much better than outside like last night.
Really, I don't mind.
We both looked at each other for a moment before breaking out in laughter. This could go back and forth forever with the two of us.
How about we just share the bed then? I think we'd both fit.
Fawn lit up again, as red as a rose.
I've never...
He glanced around, not making eye contact with me, fidgeting and playing with his clothes.
shared a bed with anyone before.
Was that something to be embarrassed about? Oh, maybe he's worried that I'll push him out of bed, or that he'll wake up with my morning wood pressed into him.
Don't worry. I'll make sure not to take up too much room. I grew up in an orphanage, so I'm used to sharing beds and stuff.
At the word orphanage, he stopped and looked into my eyes.
You didn't know your parents?
No. Did you?
He looked away again.
No.
He didn't look like he wanted to talk about it, so I didn't press him.
I'm not mad at my parents or anything, though. I had a good family at the orphanage. The judgment I received wasn't particularly good, so that's probably why it happened.
Judgment?
We both shared another confused look. Had being out here alone really made him forget the most simple of things?
Yeah, you know. The judgment you receive the day you're born from the divine speaker. My fate wasn't very impressive, apparently.
You learned your fate the day you're born?
Of course. Everyone does.
They don't do that where I'm from.
Yeah, definitely a little confused.
If you're not tired, there's something I'd like to show you.
Who sounds like a grandma? Are you saying Fawn sounds like a grandma? I was feeling a little tired, honestly, but if he was letting me stay here tonight, then I don't mind following him around for a while.
Sure. I'm not tired anyway.
You missed the judgment thing? What do you mean you missed it? Apparently everyone in Rain's town just gets their fate decided at birth by the speaker. His face lit up. He gets this childlike, adorable look on his face when he gets excited.
It's not that far from here. Follow me.
Why am I playing a game involving an innocent angel? What? I'm innocent. Guys, I'm innocent. Literally? I'm so innocent, so I don't know what that's about. Wait, did I read that?
It's not that far from here.
Fawn basically bounced out of the room, down the ladder and onto the forest floor. I followed after him, not quite sure where this was headed. Yes, I'm innocent. Don't put a question mark. What? Caius? Natsumi? Crispina? What? Don't laugh. Don't put lols. What? You guys are all banned. I followed Fawn for a few minutes before he stopped in his tracks and peered out between the trees.
We're here. Follow me carefully.
You know what? I honestly missed where we're going. All I remember is that we were going to bed, but now we're outside. Where are we going? What's happening?
It's not that far from here.
Let me just take a look back.
If you're not...
Oh, wait, he just wants to show us
Do
something?
that where I'm...
Okay, I guess.
We're
He
here.
can show us something.
Follow me carefully.
I don't know what he's going to show us, though. He started climbing downwards, but it didn't look too difficult. Oh, he just joined? Of course. Of course he did. It was, though, apparently.
What?
Before I could slip all the way down, Fawn reached out and grabbed my hand. What did you miss, Nisaya? Well, we got exiled because we were in the Divine Speaker's probable sex dungeon. It smelled like cum. And now we're in the forest, and we met someone even twinkier than the main character. And he's kind of a slut. His name is Fawn, and he probably wants to fuck us. You're all caught up. Before I could slip all the way down, Fawn reached out and grabbed my hand.
Ah, careful! It can be a little slippery here. Keep holding my hand and we'll go down together.
A little slippery? Ooh, what do you mean it's a little slippery? Ooh. And I already said hi to you, Full Moon. I watched the ground more carefully this time, embarrassed that I'd slip up after he warned me. I kept a hold of Fawn's hand and we eventually got to the bottom of this steep hill.
It's here. Look.
He parted the last of the tree branches that stood in our way. The scene before me was right out of a fairy tale, if fairy tales didn't have a lot of coloring. Okay, so this one's also a little bit, a bit of a sketch, but that's okay. A large lake was spread out in front of my eyes, the night sky brimming with stars as far as I could see. In the darkness of the night, the lake became a mirror. It reflected those stars right back at the sky, not to be outdone.
It's beautiful. I've never seen anything like it. Back home, I never would have known this existed.
I could barely form words. Who knew something like this could exist? I sat down with Fawn entranced by the scene that laid out before me.
I thought you might like it. You see, this lake's full of all kinds of fish. Mostly the kind that would like to eat you for dinner.
He giggled a little bit. I would like to eat him for dinner.
But that doesn't stop it from being beautiful. The world isn't just black and white. There's things in the middle too. And I think this forest is one of those things. You didn't look very convinced earlier, so...
Yeah, no, his chest is really exposed. It's kind of really slutty.
I just wanted to show you that even a dangerous place like this can be somewhere you can call home. It's all about how you look at it, your perspective on things.
He quickly withdrew his hand from mine. I completely forgot he was even holding it.
This is a pretty big lake, though. It's strange that it's not on the map.
I haven't seen a map in a while, so I'm not sure.
He was crimson red from the top of his ears to his chin, like a tomato. We just sat silently. We watched the fish just below the surface, the stars that almost seemed to dance around us. But secretly, I watched Fawn's profile. The moon made his pale skin look even paler. Exactly my type. It's a little hard to explain, but it was almost like he fit in with the forest. He was a part of it as much as the trees, the fish, the stars. He belonged. When he caught me staring, he looked away, embarrassed.
Anyway, let's head back now. It'll start to get cold soon.
I don't know. I don't know what's so dangerous about the forest, but apparently, I mean, there must be wild animals, I guess? I don't know. Or maybe secret magical monsters. I have no clue. They haven't really explained why it's so dangerous.
Right. I'll try not to slip over this time.
When we got back, I started getting ready to sleep straight away. It's been a really long day. It all caught up with me at once. I rolled up my sleeve a little and looked at the markings running down my arm. There was no point hiding it from Fawn. I felt like I could trust him enough. Plus, he's bound to find out one way or another.
Hey, Fawn?
He looked over at me with sleepy eyes.
I wanted to show you something. Yesterday, when I was still in Aurelia Cavella, it suddenly appeared on my arm. It hurt, like it was being burnt into my skin.
I lifted up my arm and showed it to him.
I've seen this writing somewhere before.
He grabbed my arm and examined the markings closely.
Before I was here, I've definitely seen this somewhere.
I watched him excitedly, but to no avail. No matter how hard he thought, it wasn't coming back to him.
I'm sorry. How did it happen?
I'm not sure. One minute I was in a crowd of people completely fine, and then I was suddenly in so much pain, I blacked out. And when I woke up, it was there. Maybe it's not important.
How could it not be important? He watched me carefully, thinking.
Well, it sounds important to me. I'll keep thinking about it. Maybe it'll come back to me in the morning after we rest.
Aw, it's 4 a.m. for you, Gab Mag? Aw, that sucks. But I'm glad you're here. Where do you live? Where do you live that it's 4 a.m.?
Turn around while I get ready for bed.
Fawn got into bed first and hid himself under the covers quickly. I shuffled in next to him. Oh, Aussie? I see. Joseph should be here too then. Shouldn't he, Lindsay? God, literally everyone from our group chat should be here. I'm so shook that only you and kind of Isaac are here. It was a bit of a tight squeeze, but at least our skin wasn't touching or anything. I made sure to give him plenty of room.
Why are you out here anyway?
Fawn looked over his shoulder at me, leaving the rest of his body facing the wall.
They.
I tried to think up some good excuse, but there was none.
I got exiled. I went somewhere I shouldn't have gone. Honestly, I thought I'd be dead by now. We've always had it drilled into us that you can't survive out here. But for some reason, it's not quite as bad as I thought it would be.
Oh, you woke up early? What, for me, Angela, or just by chance? And 10 a.m. isn't that early, so... Fawn smiled at me, a sleepy, happy smile, before turning back over and drifting off to sleep. Are we already both in bed? Did I miss that? It didn't take long for me to follow after him. Open your eyes. So wait. So are we in bed? God, we didn't get a little CG of us sleeping in bed together. God. Oh my gosh, Lindsay. 7 a.m. I told you it started at 8:30 though. Why so early? It's so early. But yeah, you'll have to get up that early tomorrow. Open your eyes. Protect. Heal. Destiny. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Yeah, most people here are guys, I think. My YouTube analytics say that, it says that my channel is at least, I forget, it's at least 2/3 male, though. Maybe more, maybe like 3/4. I forget. But yeah, most people here are guys, so. I woke up with a start, sweating and shaking. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to poke you with my boner. Fawn sat up at the speed of light, jumping to his feet. You don't have to be so scared about it. It's perfectly healthy and normal.
What is it?
It's just my boner. Relax. I waited for my breathing to go back to normal.
No, nothing. I just had a weird dream. I keep having the same one.
Oh my gosh. I thought you were dying or we were being attacked or something.
Well, I was trying to attack you. Wink, wink.
But what happened in your dreams to scare you so much?
I thought back over it. What part of it was so scary? Well, I'm not sure. They just seem to be getting more powerful every time.
I don't really know. There's voices. Loud, powerful, booming voices. They keep telling me something. To open my eyes about destiny.
Fawn stopped for a minute, like he does occasionally when he's thinking about what to say.
Maybe it means something. It could be some kind of vision.
Vision? Things like that don't exist, though.
What? You literally came from a town that believed in some speaker's ability to divine people's fates. But visions don't... What does the speaker see to tell you that? A vision? Okay, sure. I'll suspend my disbelief.
Really? I've heard there are some people with strange abilities.
Like the speaker. I don't know why Rain is acting like this doesn't exist.
So, I don't see how having visions is much different.
But we've always been taught that... Just forget it. I'm sure they don't mean anything.
I'm sorry. You might be right. I was just thinking out loud.
You know, you don't need to apologize so much. Especially not for talking. You didn't do anything wrong.
You're right. I'm sorry. Okay.
Fawn busied himself moving around the room and preparing food. Ooh, some twink home cooking? I looked outside. The sun was just starting to show in the distance, so it was still early. A light mist spread out through the trees. We ate more scavenged food and watched the sun as it rose up above us. Oh my gosh, full moon. I said hi to you like twice. Something about all of this seemed too normal, like I'd already been staying here for ages. The events of a few nights ago seemed so distant. All that exists is now.
Rain, I was thinking... I know we only just met. Would you like to live with me here?
Is that a proposal to be your boyfriend? I mean, I don't really want to get too committed. I'm more of a pump and dump kind of guy, if you don't mind that. Thank you. Aw, that's it? No. Thanks so much for playing our demo. Aw, wow. It ended right on the proposal to become his boyfriend. Oh my gosh. Guys. How did you guys think about that? Or what did you guys think about that? I loved that. I actually loved everything that I saw. I loved everything that I heard. And Kiba Walker's voice acting Fawn was actually pretty good. I mean, I don't know if I should say this, but you know he's also voicing the main character Seiyudanshi, and I'm not loving that, but he did a really good job here. Yeah, and you guys should check out the
From all
Kickstarter
of us,
and the Patreon.
thank you for playing the demo of the Divine Speaker.
We've only just met, but I can't wait to see you again.
Oh, we didn't even get to meet this little bitch. This little bitch with the
I
dark
don't think there's
skin.
anyone here that would want to see you, Pipsqueak.
Oh.
Leos. Anyway, there's so much more to show you.
Like me. I'll be happy to show Rain any parts he wants.
Yeah, so I'll just post the Patreon again for them right there. Just so if any of you want to check it out.
Maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a touch too.
Oh my god, he's such a slut. He's even more of a slut than Fawn.
I don't think so, Shorty.
So forward.
Huh? Did you say something?
Yeah, I said.
Pardon?
It looks like Tails stuff. Kind of. It kind of does a little bit, doesn't it? It really does. Though, to be honest, I hate Tails games. I mean, I like the art from Tails games, but I hate the games themselves.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
I like how he said that.
Pardon?
Oh, you son of a bitch.
Oh god, I want him to whisper that in my ear.
This is getting a little off track.
Call me a son of a bitch, Leos.
Maybe we should say goodbye now?
No, don't say goodbye.
Yeah, you two, break it up. From all of us, have one last massive thank you.
I'll take your massive thank you. Give it to me.
Please support us from here on out.
I'll put on a blindfold and take that thank you. Aw, see you later. Damn. So that was really great. I'm crying tears a little bit right now on the inside. I really didn't want that to end, but that was a pretty lengthy demo. That was like 90 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah, so what did you guys think? Tell me what you thought of the game. we need the full game. Totally, definitely. I need the full game. You want Leos's route? I want Leos's route too. Too bad all the guys look so feminine. I mean, sort of. They sort of look feminine, but it's not too feminine for me. Like Leos looks good to me. He looks, you know, he's like a little by shonen, but you know, he's pretty hot. You loved Fawn's outfit. His outfit was pretty interesting.